Hi, I'm Lucy Stevens, owner of the Riva Clinic. Today we've got a fab Whiteboard Wednesday post for you. We're going to be talking about why low-calorie and sugar-free drinks can make you fat. Okay, so let's get started. Firstly, we need to work out why we have such a fondness for sweet things. And as always, it comes back to the way that we're designed. We've got very big brains for our size compared to other mammals. And to maintain these brains, we need a lot of energy. So think of your brain as essentially selfish. In all situations bar one, which I'll mention, our brains will always make sure they've got enough food or energy for themselves at the expense of our other organs. And what's the energy source that our brains want? Sugar, in the form of glucose. Now, the only time that the brain gives up its control on the sugar supply is when our immune system takes over. And you'll know this has happened because when you get sick, what happens? You can't think, you need to sleep, you don't want to socialise, and all because the brain has allowed a bit of extra sugar or energy to go to the immune system to fight our bugs. If this situation goes on too long and becomes chronic, that's when we start seeing other symptoms, such as memory loss, depression, etc. But that's a whole nother story. Okay, so now the brain is pretty clever. It's taken a very long time to evolve, don't forget, and it knows that the sweeter a food tastes, the more calories or energy are associated with it. So when we taste the food in our mouths or via our stomach lining, our brain makes a quick calculation and decides how much energy it's expecting. If it's enough to cover its own needs with a bit of extra left over, it will allocate the extra energy to our other body organs. Now, coming back to our question, here's the problem with low-calorie sweeteners that are used instead of sugar in many diet drinks. Sweeteners like saccharin, aspartame, stevia, sorbitol, xylitol are all very sweet, the clue's in the name. So the brain senses the sweetness and expects a big dose of energy. And what does it get? Very little. They're low calorie, don't forget. So here we've got our big powerful brain expecting lots of energy, so it allocates the excess energy it's expecting to the other organs and ends up with zilch itself. And what happens? We start craving more sugar or carbohydrates. The brain's way of saying, hey, I'm expecting some energy here, so give me some. So we've now got a lovely cycle where we eat sweeteners, but the energy doesn't come because they're low calorie. So we crave more carbs because the brain is hungry. And so we eat to curb our cravings. Sweeteners can also mess up our hormonal system, causing us to put on fat. And we eventually get a very messed up metabolism. Weight gain, diabetes, tiredness, memory problems, mood swings, etc. As for the natural sweeteners like stevia, well, for one, we isolate the very sweet part of the stevia leaf, which is 160 times sweeter than glucose and contains virtually no calories. So the irony of this is that if we ate the leaf in its natural form, like they do in the Amazon, it's got lots of bitter flavours in it too, so it makes it naturally less sweet and so much less likely to trick our big hungry brain. If you see stevia sides on the packaging of a product, this means they're using the whole leaf of the stevia plant, which is a much better option. So what's the message today? Well, a bit of sugar and sweetener every now and again won't kill you, but definitely don't see the low-calorie sweetener as the healthy option. Be careful of anything that says diet or light on it, as it generally means that the sugar's been replaced with a low-calorie sweetener. Always ask yourself, is it natural? As clever as our scientists can be, sometimes it's better to leave well alone and stick to our age-old energy sources. So think of your brain and choose the real thing, but only occasionally. Until next time, post any comments or questions below, and I'll speak to you soon.